Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our third lesson on financial management, unit 4. So before starting our third lesson, so first we'll a bit recap what we learned up to now.
Okay.
During our previous lesson, we discussed about LO1 was about where we discuss about understand the significance of strategic management and decision making to the performance of a business organization. So we discussed during what is meant by strategic management. We discuss about internal and external environment, where we discuss about micro and macro environment. We discuss about organization resources. Anybody know we discuss about 3 types of resources any organization need really? 3 M's, we remember?
Oh yes, they were material,
Yes.
money, and manpower.
Brilliant. So during our learning outcome 1, we discuss about PESTEL. What PESTEL stand for?
It was political, economic, and technological, social and technological, and also the some kind of ecological.
Yes, well done. And L stand for legal.
Yes.
Okay, so we discuss about Porter 5 forces as well, 5 forces framework. Do you remember what those 5 forces were, please?
Different kind of threats. Maybe sometimes the supplier's bargaining power, or the threat of new entrants, and 2 or 3 more such kinds of factors.
Hello, welcome. So we discuss about, yes, Porter 5 forces, where we discuss about the bargaining power of supplier, bargaining power of customer, the rivalry. So all these, different 5 powers we discussed during our first lesson as well. Hello, welcome. So next we discuss about RVB. What is the RBV stand for?
Was a resource-based view.
Yes, so we discuss about resource-based view, where we discuss about human financial. All these, we discuss about 3 different views, and then we discuss about competencies, core competencies, and we discuss about capabilities. So when we have a competencies and competitive advantage, we discuss as well during our first lesson, and then we discuss about the value chain model according to the Michael Porter value chain. So we discuss about primary activities, we discuss about the secondary so how the value in our organization, we need to work and change the values, and we need to work connected activities within our organization to improve the value of our organization. Okay, so second lesson, what we discussed during our last lesson then? Anything you remember from last lesson?
Yes, I remember.
Yes, welcome. So what we discussed? During last lesson, we discussed some tools. We discussed about MMM model as well, Miller and Maliardani model, where we discussed about, the instead of, you investing in one thing, is always good to be invest more debt, less equity capital. We discussed about different sources of finance during our last lesson as well. Okay, and do you remember we discussed about balance scorecard? What is about scorecard?
Actually, a balance between the resources and what was it?
Yes, we discuss about, the financial perspective. Yes. So we need to look around the financial perspective of organization. We need to look around the human perspective as well, employees perspective. We need to look around the overall organization perspective, not just the financial side. We need to be focused. So we need to split them and we need to balance between them. So like I quoted examples during last lesson, we discussed about Nokia. Nokia purely focused on the financial perspective. They cut the investment on research and development, and end of the day, Nokia not managed to produce a product which is more innovative, and they have to close their or they lost their market shares, significant due to. So always we need to look around the balance scorecard. We need to be balanced in terms of financial and in terms of customer satisfaction, in terms of employees perspective. So all perspective we need to be balanced. So that's the balance scorecard model. It's quite important. We need to look around and we can use. We discuss about portfolio. What is meant by portfolio?
Your investments, different types of investments you have done.
Yes, so different types of investment, or we can different sort of sources of finance, because it's a portfolio. If you just don't put your all eggs in one basket, so otherwise it's increase the risk. We have to reduce the financial risk. So that's all we discussed during our last lesson as well. Any question?
Good.
So today we'll go through our learning outcome 3. Learning outcome 3, if we look learning outcome 3 here within a book, be able to apply the stakeholder analysis and the corporate valuation techniques. So we'll go through corporate valuation techniques and we'll discuss about stakeholder. What is meant by stakeholders?
And the affected parties in the business.
Yes, it can be affected party, anybody who has any interest in a business or will be influenced by the action of the company or by the decision of the company, that's called the stakeholders. Stakeholders, even the generation will come after us, all stakeholders as well. Because if we will pollute now, that will affect their lives as well. So all this we did this. So today lesson, unfortunately, when you look the learning outcome, stakeholder is given more in learning outcome 4. But if we look here, so we are doing learning outcome 3, which is more focused on the stakeholder. Some things, unfortunately, is quite mixed up, within this inductive content which we're supposed to learn. So organization culture. Anybody knows what is meant by culture?
The way they perform things in the organization is a culture.
Yes, culture means norms, value. It's all come in a culture. So norms, value, the way they do business, their corporate values, their mission, their vision, their colors, schemes, whatever is all come under value. So think about every culture have a different meaning of colors. Like white sari in India is a symbol of sadness, but white clothes in Japan is a symbol of happiness. Red color in lot of countries is a symbol of happiness, but in some countries is a of sadness. So we need to be understand when we are looking as an organization, we want to promote something. So it's quite good to be understand the culture. Lot of organization, they merge with each other or the joint venture with each other, but their culture, their values not match with each other. So like developing country, developed countries, Western countries, African, European, whatever, we can say different continents. So they have a different values. So always good to be look around the organization culture and the value match with other organization, because sometimes culturally change is very difficult. Okay, so change management. is quite crucial. Either is a financial word, so which will go through a bit discussion with chain. Chain something we always have because the chain management role is quite important. It's a very separate subject on chain management. So which further lessons we'll discuss, that's cover more on LO4, learning outcome 4, so which will focus more there. So we'll go through concept of value. What is meant by value? Anybody knows what is meant by value?
Mm-hmm.
We always heard about it's a value added product. What is meant by value added product?
The product increases the profits or the overall image or in financial
Because
terms
what,
or
yes, it's more than your expectation. Like you're saying in £1 you will get this up to this worth of goods. Yes, but you're getting more than that. That's a value. They're offering you free guarantee, free warranties with it. That's a value. So we need to look around in our organization perspective, the concept of value, how we can increase the value. EVA, economics value analysis. We can look around the market value. We can look around the shareholder value analysis. So the value of the shareholder we need to increase, the economics value for the organization we need to increase. So this will go through during our discussion as well. What about dividend? What is meant by dividend?
sorry,
What is meant by dividend?
dividend and the shareholders profits that are given to the shareholders.
Yes. Dividend is mean return on investment. So what is meant by dividend policy? What sort of policy we require dividend? Okay, always remember dividend policy need to be consistent. Maybe 1 year you're earning lot of profit and you give all to the shareholder. Can we? And next year we're not earning profit or our profit will drop. So people expectation will be very high. So constant dividend policy will, even we not earn the profit, still will pay a dividend to our shareholders. Because if we don't pay it, they will take out their investment and they will invest in other companies. So always this, which we will go through during our discussion as well. So corporate valuation, including asset valuation, stock market, cash flows, the dividend evaluation. So all these are the things, which is part of our learning as well. So which we will go through during our lesson. Any question?
Good.
Any question? Okay, we'll start our lesson 3. Welcome everyone. You all know me. My name is Anjum. We'll start our third lesson. LO3, be able to apply the stakeholder analysis and corporate evaluation techniques. So which will go through how we can evaluate our corporation as an organization. So which will go through. Okay, so what in you already know, stakeholders mean anybody who has any interest in the company is called stakeholders. During last lesson as well, we discuss about some financial theories where we'll discuss about, anybody remember, we discuss about WACC, weightage average cost of capital. So we discuss CAM, capital asset pricing model, and we discuss about MMM model, which is called Miller and Malayani model, where we discuss about portfolio and investment as well during our last lesson. So these are the financial theory. There are plenty of financial theory, number of theories. One is saying this way, other is saying this way. So there is nothing is a perfect. It depends upon the economic situation. Always carry on changing. So always in different economics environment, these theories work. So maybe some have advantages, disadvantages. So nothing is a perfect because this is a social science. So depend upon the environment. So anybody, any question? We'll move to next now. We'll discuss about systematic and unsystematic risk. Anybody heard about systematic and unsystematic risk? What is meant by? If an investor has a portfolio of investment, portfolio means different sort of investment in shares of several different companies, it might be thought the risk of portfolio would be average of the risk of the individual investment. If you're investing just in Samsung, investing in Apple, what you think, what will happen in terms of the risk?
In one company, it would be more, and if it is divided in different companies, then we can control it, or a bit less.
Because we learn about the product life cycle. What is meant by product life cycle? Product life cycle?
Yes, there's a start, there's a boom, and then there's a decline in product life cycle.
Well done. So first stage always is called introduction or introductory stage. Then we have a growth stage. Then we have a maturity, and then we have a decline. Yes?
Yeah.
If we are investing in one company, their product may be at the growth or the maturity and then start decline. Or their company's product is on decline when we really think about at that time was on maturity but now is on decline. So when we'll get end of the year, our return on investment that can be. So always we need to look around which stage they are, and that's why, because if you invest in oil industry, it takes time to get your return on your investment, but always is a higher return than other companies. Then you can think about technology, you maybe think about pharmaceutical, then you maybe think about any other project. Yes, so these sort of things, you need to be always look around. Don't invest in one, because you will get a bit, early years less return, but the later years you will get more return. In the technology year, maybe you will get quicker return, but the later technology will always change, maybe become outdated, so you not get the return. So always we need to look around. In fact, it has been found the risk of the portfolio is less than the average of the risk of the individual investment. By diversifying portfolio, therefore the investor can reduce overall risk phase. So limit of the risk reduction effect, however, the full diversified portfolio will not eliminate the risk. It's not 100% eliminate the risk. Risk can be transferred, risk can be eliminated up to some extent. Is it risk always negative? What is meant by risk?
Can you repeat, Anju?
What is meant by risk? Is there any definition of risk?
The percentage of loss associated with an investment.
Lot of people think is a risk is mean just a negative thing. Yes, risk is mean the outcome of something according to your perception. How much is like a standard deviation, how much deviate from one point to other point. Yes, like you thinking is return is 100, it can be 90, it can be 110. Yes, so what is the risk of what your perception is, how much can be changed? So risk can be positive, risk can be negative, but normally there is a risk, we think is a risk mean bad thing. We cannot be eliminate the portfolio diversification. It's called undiversifiable risk, or the static risk, the risk which we cannot eliminate by the portfolio diversification. Some risk we can't. because
Yeah.
maybe the company will collapse, maybe the economic situation will slow down. We are expecting 10% return, maybe economic situation won't grow by 10% and the company won't grow and we not get 10%. Yes, still is a risk.
Okay.
So it means we can't really 100% diversify. Undiversify risk is called systematic risk. Yes, that's
Okay.
due to the system. Since the risk is associated with the financial system, the risk can be eliminated by the portfolio diversification called diversifiable, and this is called unsystematic risk or the specific risk. Anybody, any question here?
No.
Diversify, undiversify, systematic, unsystematic risk. So that's all about which we can look around when we'll invest money in any financial system. Okay, next we're looking EVA, economics value analysis. The most common objective of decision making scenario to maximize the shareholder value. Always, who is the owner of the company? Shareholder, yes. So as a, if you're a director in the company, what you are? You steward, yes. So stewardship means you're working on the behalf of someone. When we look, a director have a duty to act in the interest of the shareholders. Cash is a profit. Cash flow as higher the correlation with the shareholder wealth, exceeding cost of capital. The return, however measured, must be significant to cover the cost of debt and the cost of equity. So always count debt equity cost to be lower and the return supposed to be higher. Any question? Economics value. So we look how we can maximize. So if the director will do fraud, director Tesco, I think so, I mentioned you Tesco in UK, they manipulate the profit. Profit was 100 and around 60 million, but this profit is 220 million. So what do you think? What risk there?
Overstating profit.
Most state profit. So when the auditor identify this is a huge mistake because that's a material. Yes, we discuss about materiality means significant. So suddenly share price, let's assume share price was £15 each shares. So from £15 share value dropped down to £10. Yes. So £5 per share's market value drops. So what do you think? Is it maximize shareholder value or minimize it? Reduce it?
Reduce.
Yeah, so that is called economics value analysis. We need to look around. So that can be affect, the shareholders as well. So economics value is measured on the performance similar as a residual income, except profit figures. Profit figure maybe we'll say, oh, that's fine. That's it. But you need to look around the capital you implied. What will be economics value? What will be in terms of foreign exchange? And due to the economics forecast, the economy is going down. So that's minimize the shareholder value. So as a company, as a director, we need to try to be focused on maximize the shareholder wealth. So economics value analysis. Okay, think about corporate tax in states. How much is it now? Anybody knows? In America, US?
40%, around 30%.
It used to be 30%, and Donald Trump reduced to around, if I'm right, so 15%, almost half it. What do you think? by reducing this tax, is there any effect on the shareholder?
Yes, shareholder value is increased.
Shareholder value increase because the profit will increase.
Yes.
Second, economics activities will increase, yes?
Mm.
So when economics activities will increase, what will be happen? More people will buy, yes? More profit will
Yes.
come, more capacity we use, will work on full capacity. If government inject more money, if it offer free training to workers, so that's the economics, yes? Value analysis that leads to the shareholder value. Any questions?
No.
Okay, next, every like economics value analysis advantage, adjustment made avoids to distortion of the result by accounting policies in place, therefore the result in the goal. So we need to look around the all the what impact will be. The cost of the financial deviation is brought home to the deviation managers. We're looking all this. If we are a foreign company, required number of adjustment to the profit and capital implied. Disadvantage. So they're saying under the economics value analysis, you need to all these values you need to adjust into the real value, but sometimes it's very difficult because we have a currency exchange fluctuation, we have economic situation. So how we'll do the real value? So according to the some advantages is quite good to be look around, but some disadvantages, how we'll measure it. So that's we can. Next slide will clear us more. EVEN, market value added. How much value we can add it in market? We need to look around as an organization. So if the firm, can you read from slides?
Yes.
Okay. If the firm makes money, profit that exceeded their cost of funds, so they create term is called economics value for their shareholder. EVA provide a financial return to shareholder in excess of their normal return. Normal return, we are giving them dividend. Yes, we are saying every is we are giving you 15% return on it. That we are paying in term of the dividend. But think about the value of the shares increasing as well. So they're not earning only 10% dividend. Their value of the share is multiplying as well due to the economics value. More shareholder wealth maximization. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So please ask me if you not get me. Given efficient market, capital market, no barriers to trade. So efficient market, you learn about the perfect competition. What is meant by perfect? Anybody study perfect competition?
The competition when you are having 2 or 3 or more competitors in your market.
Yes. Any company can enter into market, any company can leave. You don't have really no interference from the government. It's a perfect market. Everything decide the prices and the competition decide by the market forces itself. Not any intervene government. So that's called perfect market situation. Yes, perfect competition.
Yeah.
So that can be driven by EVA, is called economics value, and in this situation economics value can be rise more. But sometimes the issue big player may be kicked out the small player. So that's why the government is intervene. So market prices of the shares will also be rise higher, equilibrium position where the cost and profit are equal. So therefore creating market value added. So always we need to look around for mutual benefit of firm, its owner or prospective investor. So sometimes some firms work together for the creating value added product, sharing experience, sharing expertise, and maybe you can use their warehouse, we can use your warehouse in our areas, or we can depends, the price we can say, that's the minimum price we can set. So that's we can create a market value for both customer as our organization as well, or we can maximize the shareholder. Any question?
I think good.
Okay, so question asked me. So next we're looking now shareholder value analysis, SVA approach is described by Alfred is the variation of DCF. Anybody heard about what DCF stand for?
No.
Discounted cash flow.
Yeah, discounted cash flow.
Yes, discounted cash flow, or we call DF factor, discount factor. We know discount factor? Hello, anybody knows discount factor? What is meant by? Okay, if we have a £1 now and the £1 will get off after 1 year, it will be the same value?
No.
Okay, the value always decrease.
Yeah.
So we use discount factor. There is a formula 1 divided by 1 plus R. So let's assume after 1 year, because in some countries very high inflation, in some country if you borrow money, the interest rate is very high as well. So it means the cost of capital is very high. So we'll say there £1, we will reduce 10%. So 1 divided by 1 plus R is mean discount factor, so 10% mean 0.1. So if we'll do 1 divided by 1.1, can we divide? What value will come?
1 divided is 0.90.
0.909.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your, so it means £1 value will be, if you give to somebody £1 and after 1 year you get £1 back, actually your £1 value will be 0.909.
Yeah.
Okay, can you divide whatever your answers were again 1.1?
We divide 0.909 by 1.1.
Yes, again, because that was
That is 0.826.
So after 2 years, £1 value, if somebody will say, I'll give you this pound back after 2 years, so it will be value 0.826. So it means 82 pence, you can say, or 80 pence round value will be.
Mm-hmm.
You will see there, so is the time, so that's not really, we are maximizing the shareholder value, we're reducing it, yes? So we need to look around, we have to increase. So not just the individual project, center to the approach, it's 7 value driver, we need to look around the sale growth. If the sale growth is there, we need to look around operating profit. We need to look around the cash, tax rate, what is the tax rate, how much we are paying. We need to look around incremental in the working capital investment. We know capital investment, working capital, yes. Mean running capital, all your current assets in our organization. Fixed investment, yes, is mean non-current asset. In non-current asset your investment, so that helps. incremental fixed investment, how much is the increase year by year? Cost of capital, if cost of capital is reducing and you're getting more than that, your return. Competitive advantage period, yes, which period you have more competitive advantage, and value growth duration. So these all the factor leads to shareholder maximization. If you check, your sales is growing, your operating profit is growing, your tax rate is dropping, your working capital increasing, your fixed asset investment, non-current asset investment increasing, and the location and the you have, and the competitive advantage you have, you're making things cheaper than the other companies. So that's all leads to shareholder wealth maximization analysis. So in this way we can do shareholder wealth maximization analysis. Anybody, any question?
No.
Okay, we'll move to next now. Key question in your assignment. So I'm skipping one. So next we're looking stakeholder, any person or organization who can positively or negatively impact by or cause an impact on the action of a company is called stakeholder. The individual or various organizations contribute either voluntary or involuntary in the wealth creating capacity activities. These are all also known as a stakeholders as well. According to the Chartered Institute, and any group or the individual which has interest or the stake in the operation we call stakeholders. So the objective of a business to make profit for its shareholder according to the shareholder value perspective. The company or the network of party working towards shared value, shared goals, common values, and that's also be shareholder perspective. So we're looking the maximizing the value of the shareholders, okay, by looking these all. There are different models. These are all the stakeholders: customer, different groups, union, employees, trade association, competitors, suppliers. Okay, so in a business, according to the John and Scholes, they look around, look at the different shareholder stakeholders theory. Some stakeholders are external, some stakeholders are internal. Some stakeholders are economic stakeholders, some stakeholders are social or political stakeholders, and some stakeholders are technological stakeholders. So we can categorize to the stakeholders according to, so when we'll make the decision or we'll deal with them, so we need to be focused on these. Economic stakeholders, suppliers, competitors, distributors, and the shareholder. These are the economic stakeholders. Political stakeholders are social. So we're looking the policy maker, regulator, and government agencies. So we can categorize them. Technological stakeholders, key adopter. Those are adopting the technology. Standard agencies, those setting the new technologies, and old diesel car, you can't use it, this technology is replaced. So who will influence and diffusion of new technology, new industry standard? So these are the stakeholders. So according to the Jones and Scholes, we can divide them into, or we can categorize them. So why use the stakeholder analysis? Identify the stakeholder likely to be affected or influence the activities of organization. How those stakeholders could be impacted or impact upon the organization. like some union member are very, very powerful, yes? Some maybe, if you not properly deal with the HMRC, they can maybe issue the fines and things, and yes, policy makers. So you need to look around and you need to categorize them and you need to deal them and you need to negotiate them with them accordingly. So meeting stakeholder need. So every stakeholder have a different needs. Customer. So we always heard about king. So customer is king. If the customers take out their money and not spend and not buy our goods, so we will be out of the business. Simply, we will be out of the business. Anybody heard about Northern Rock? It's a UK, you can say bank. All the building society used to be called Northern Rock. They invested heavily in states in US, in property business, mortgages. So during credit crunch 2009, the building sector collapsed in states and nothing happened in UK, but actually it happened in the UK. Northern Rock was the UK based bank, the building society we can call. So they have a heavy loss rate that transferred to the UK, and then ultimately the Northern Rock be a lot of and the government injected a lot of money in the bank to the organization will carry on. But unfortunate, one of BBC presenter mentioned in his business analysis that this company is quite risk. Maybe the depositor won't get their money. So then the state, the pensioner went in the morning, queue outside the bank, give us money back. So everyone draw the money and the organization collapse itself. If we'll say this bank, whatever HSBC or various others, will say they are at risk, yes? So what we'll do, we'll take out our money. When we'll take out our money, the organization will be collapsed itself. You need to be look around. The communication is very important. Yes, you encourage, keep quite close relationship with your stakeholders. So all these are the stakeholders. Categorize them internal, external. Those are inside or outside organization. Yes, some clients, your very strategic clients, strategic partners. So those are the long-term your partners. So customers, we need to look around. We need to identify them, and you can make the list of stakeholder analysis. Customer, what their interest, what assessment or impact, what strategies you will use to satisfy them to fulfill their wants. So always is good to use. So different stakeholders. We can stakeholder analysis and it's advantages, disadvantages. We can map them according to power and dynamic. So some have a high power, some have a low power. Yes, some are the great for the some stakeholders. Any strategies will make or any plan will make, it's create advantage or disadvantage. So we can categorize them according to power and dynamic, metrics, which is a theory which we can. Any question here? So in your assignment, you can use these, different model for the stakeholder analysis. So some stakeholders, you need a minimum effort to inform them. They have a low power. Yes, they can't, like they have a 2% shares in the company. But if the shareholder have a 40% shares in the company, they can quite, significant, yes. So you need to keep them happy, keep them satisfied. These are the key players. So you need to be regular and negotiate. You need to call in your board meeting. Yes. Otherwise, annual general meeting, if you miss them, they can take out their shares if they're not been informed well. Sorry about. Okay, so we need to look around all these dimensions of different stakeholders, and we can categorize them power and interest. So internal stakeholders, external stakeholders according to power. So think about different job grades, maybe, yes, different, they have a different power, they have a different status, and we can categorize them. So these are all different models, so we can categorize the stakeholders accordingly. So anybody, any questions?
Good.
So today we learn all about the stakeholders, because actually let's back to our 3.1 analysis of significance of stakeholder analysis. Business expansion. We can expand our business. How we can expand our business?
Making more investments on new products?
Yes, more investment on the new product, making joint venture, making merger and acquisition.
Yeah.
Yes, making partnership with other organizations. So whatever we'll do, what impact will be on stakeholders? Yes. So we need to protect their interests. What are the key stakeholders? They will maybe object it. So we need to be focused. Apply stakeholder analysis, named business organization. We can choose any organization and we can apply any model. Return and risk. If we are investing this project, risk we involve, what return we are expecting. Yes, 2%, 3%, 5%. So we'll do a bit, example we can include concept and corporate and the business evaluation techniques, where we discuss about shareholder wealth maximization, SVA, EVA, MVA. So all these are the techniques we can look around as well to maximize. So all this, supposed to be covered in under 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 4, and 5. So next lesson will go through culture, and then of course last lesson will go through investment appraisal more and performance analysis, ratios and stuff. Any question?
Anjum, in the next lecture we will finish learning outcome 4 and 5, or only 4?
No, we'll do only 4. I'll rebook one more lesson, because of course first lesson we really not learn anything. We just more introduction was. So we'll go through lesson will be your 4th lesson, and the 5th lesson will finish. And we'll keep time. Really, we need to focus on assignment now.
Yeah. So by the time we are in December, we can prepare our assignments.
Yes. So you can start your assignment. So next lesson I'll keep half, and we'll do short lesson, because I'll keep some for you to discuss the assignment, reference, structure, all during next lesson, because the next lesson is more generic discussion really about the culture and things.
Yeah.
Because nothing really is a technical on the next lesson. So we'll do half an hour lesson, and a half an hour we'll spend just on how to structure assignment.
One question, Anjum. This the assignment brief on the top, it says prepare a business report to be presented to the directors of your company, of your chosen company. So we can choose any company anywhere in the world and we can write a report on it
Yes, you
using.
can choose any company anywhere in the world, which I'll give you some example. I'll quote you as well during next lesson. Like Procter
Right.
and Gamble, Unilever, or various others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I'm going to upload the book as well. Okay, let's we'll recap first and then we'll start a bit discussion. So
All
today
right.
recap. So before finishing the lesson recording today, so today lesson we discuss about uh, stakeholder analysis. We discuss about power and dynamic, power and distance, power and interest, internal and external stakeholders, mapping, how we can map them, internal and external stakeholder, all these models we discuss. We discuss about corporate evaluation techniques, where we discuss about economic value analysis. We discuss about uh, market value added, our value analysis model. We discuss about shareholder value analysis, and all we covered today. If you have any question, please just drop me email. Those are listening, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so I hope I will see you next week.
Okay.